Hi guys, welcome to the Accept Student edition of our Coordinators mini-series. Accepting the students is really the coordinator going through all the applications that the club receives as they come in and verifying that A, they're complete, B, answering any questions, going back and forth with the student to get it filled out the way it's supposed to be, make sure you have all the questions answered, and then most importantly, is deciding what does the student need in terms of CATS requirement, so ASDCI level 1 or 2 or SITSKI 1, 2, whatever, and how many instructors do they need, and then finally sending the student an acceptance letter and package or rejecting them, and then they get the notice that they were not accepted into the program. And you do that for everybody. So the CATS requirement and the number of students is really important because that's what Snowline uses to make sure that the student has got the instructors set up for the lesson that it needs. So one of the things it'll do is it'll highlight any lessons that don't meet those criteria, and so you can just see them. They pop out at you to make sure that there's no problems in the calendar ahead. And it's used by the preference engine to say, here's an open lesson, and here's the 9 instructors that are qualified to fill that lesson. It's pretty important you do this, that you get it right, and let's take a look at how that works. So here I am logged into my club as a coordinator, and I want to look at students that have applied and that I need to work through the acceptance process with. So I go Tools, Coordinators, and then Student Registration Manager, Student Reg. That's where you're going to find them. And in order to get in this list, a member would have had to gone through the process of registration, at least to the point where they say, I have a name and email address, and I want to join the club as a student. And as soon as they do that, they show up here, and their process, whatever completion level of their application is, you're going to see them here. So I'm interested right now. I'm interested in not accepted people, and I'm doing all programs. I can limit it, right, by picking a specific program, but I'm the coordinator for the club, all programs. So here I go. I've got my not accepted people. Now, let's take a look at somebody who's been here before first. So I've got Kelsey Hahn. She was with us in last year. So if I know that now, I can take a look at the lesson log, and I can see what she's done in the past. So she had 2 instructors, and I get some clue as to what's going on, right? Because my goal is to be able to make a decision as to whether to accept her into the program. So good indicator, she was with us in the past. That's a good thing. She's not new to us. And I can go to her profile here, and I can see about her. I can see her name, her height, her weight, her age, sort of what's her medical history, etc. And then I'm going to make a decision to accept her. But first, I see that her waivers aren't done. Okay, this is red. So I take a look, her forms and agreements, there's something missing. Scrolling down, the blue ones are all done, but the medical consent isn't done. You have it set up, this club has it set up such that they can complete their application and pay for their membership without having this completed, so it lets them do it after the fact. So the student would have to drag the form onto here, drop it on, and then it would show up as the 1920 season, and and then you could go in and look at it, and then you can confirm it. Okay, so that has to be done. Also looking on this list, I can see that we noticed that her medical waiver wasn't done, right? When we clicked on her profile here. We can see that right here. Her waivers, her button is red, and it says their medical consent needs to be completed. So we could have seen that here. Now maybe we want to shoot her an email to remind her of that. So we can just click on the email tool, and it opens up with her. I'm assuming that's a her. With her there, and we can say medical consent. Please complete, right? So we can put in the email, and if we want to attach a medical form, that whatever, we could attach it and send it. So we can go ahead and and communicate with her. Maybe we want to make notes. We see that this red note indicator, so we can put notes in there, and it tracks it in a blog format, and then any other coordinator that goes in can look at that and see. This little dashboard, that's just it's a history of what they've done, so we can see when they completed their application, when they did their forms. Any programs or lessons that they've taken, it's going to be in history. Here's a yellow waiver button. So that means that they've uploaded their medical waiver and it needs to be confirmed, as you can see there on the screen. So if I click waivers, it opens up the waivers, and I can click on it and look at it, note the date, make sure that it's signed properly, and then I can say, yep, that was signed on February 4th, and I affirm it. Okay, so this is me. Just call me Gabe. And it was done today. So now going back, I see that that's now green. So the waiver has been completed. In this particular scenario, the CADS memberships are all red. It's possible that this club is set up such that the CADS memberships are not paid until the student is accepted. It's kind of a handy thing to do. So once they're accepted, their CADS membership will get paid. But if they're not, and we want to look at CADS memberships, if we click on it, she has no membership at all. We would encourage her to go and buy a membership from her profile, or we could just do it for her, buy a membership. Which one do we want? The regular $53 student, and there it is. So now if we open up this membership and we go to tools, we can see her account. And there's the invoice, and maybe we've got her on the phone and we want to take her credit card payment. We could just do that. Or maybe she gave a check. We could go ahead and deposit a check. Okay, so she has a membership now, but the membership's not paid. So let's accept somebody. We're going to accept Connor Romero. We've read his profile. We know about him. We know that he needs 2 instructors. He's ASDCI level 1 skier, and he's alpine, and I don't want to tell anything for the instructors. There's no equipment rental information, and I'm good to go. This super important. You have to do this. How many instructors he needs, what level he needs, and what the snow sport type is. So accept him, done, and now I have the opportunity to see his email button popped up. So I got the opportunity to send him an email. I'm going to do that. Sent. It's done. Okay, so he's been accepted and an acceptance letter has been sent. And if we look at, he's not on our list anymore because we have non-accepted. If we pick accepted, then he's going to be here. So sorted by date. There he is. So Connor Romero is now accepted. One thing to note about this acceptance screen is if you have a person in more than one program, so I'm just going to open it up, then this part here, you're going to have one of these for each, and you make sure you pick the right program that you're accepting him into. So I think that's really all I have to say about accepting. And if you have any questions, always contact me. I'll be happy to go through it with you. Thanks.